Hi, this is Dan Smith of DPS Legal Counsel and eTrademarkLawyer.com. Today is the inaugural episode of a new podcast that I've started called Trademark School. And since today is the first episode of this new podcast, I wanted to just start at the very beginning. We're going to be walking throughout this podcast a lot of the issues surrounding trademarks, what they are, why they're useful, how you protect them, how you maintain them, what happens if someone infringes your trademark, all kinds of issues dealing with trademarks. So today, since it's the first episode, I wanted to just talk with you about something very, very basic, which is what is a trademark. Just to get us started and to get us at a very beginning point in the podcast, we'll just start with what is a trademark. Okay? Now, trademarks are all around us. You see them every single day of your life. And for example, some of the more famous trademarks that you probably run across almost every day, if not every day. If you see a running shoe that has a little swoosh, as it's called, logo on it or design on it, you know that running shoe was made by and sold by Nike. If you're driving down the street and you see two large yellow or golden arches in the sky, you know that restaurant next to those golden arches is a McDonald's. You know that the items on the menu there are going to be like the menu items you see at every other McDonald's throughout the whole world, for the most part, and that the source of those goods that you would be eating, like a hamburger, would be McDonald's and not one of its competitors. If you decide you need to mail a package and you want it delivered overnight, you have a number of companies you might choose from, but one of those might be one that has a name and a trademark of FedEx. If you call up FedEx or you stop into a business that has FedEx on it, that you're not dealing with a competitor, you're dealing with that particular company, and that you expect that the package that you're sending is going to be sent through their system. If you go to just think of any restaurant that is a national chain. If you go to an Olive Garden, or you go to, we've mentioned McDonald's, you go to an Arby's, you go to anything that's a national chain, you know when you go in what to expect, and you know that the source of goods that you're going to be consuming at that restaurant comes from that restaurant. And you have an expectation of what those menu items are going to be and what the food is going to be like because you're familiar with that brand. So, getting back to what is a trademark. A trademark is simply a word or words or a design or a word or words and a design together that indicates to the consumer, to the public, the source of goods or services sold or marketed in connection with that trademark. So, to go back to our example, when you see the running shoe with the little swoosh on it, you know that the source of the goods that you're buying or that are being marketed to you is Nike. It's not Adidas, it's not New Balance, it's Nike. So if you're wanting to get a Nike shoe, you're gonna see that swoosh and you're gonna know that's a Nike shoe. If you go and if you decide you're hungry and you want to get a McDonald's burger because you're familiar with what McDonald's burgers are like, you know when it's sourced from them, you know what to expect, and that's what you want today. And if you see the golden arches, you know that you're not walking into a restaurant you've never heard of, or that might be one of its competitors. It's going to be a McDonald's. So a trademark, in its simplest form, is a word or words, or a design, or a combination of a word or words and a design that indicate the source of the goods or services. It lets you know that you're getting the goods or services that you're expecting because of the association with the trademark. Another example would be if you hear the expression, "It's the real thing," in connection with a soft drink, that's Coca-Cola. That's a series of words. And so it just gives you, and you know what a Coca-Cola tastes like. And so it gives you an expectation of what the good or service that you're buying is going to be because you know the source. And that's what trademarks are all about. It's letting the marketplace know the source of goods or services being sold or marketed to you so that you don't get confused and have some counterfeit or some competitor selling something to you that you expected to be one thing when it turned out to be another. So trademarks are great and they're very important in our economy. They're great. They brand businesses. They help you differentiate yourself from your competitors so that if you have a trademark that you're using and you want to keep your customers or potential customers from being confused about who made this good or who's providing this service, if you put your trademark on it, your customers or prospective customers can expect that good or service is coming from you because they see your trademark, and you'll keep your competitors from confusing them by using a trademark that is similar. And so, in fact, that gets into some of the issues we'll be talking about in the future about trademarkability and what things are, what words or designs or combinations of words and designs are trademarkable. We'll talk about whether one trademark is confusingly similar to another, because that's the thing that the trademark law wants to avoid. They want to avoid trademarks that are confusingly similar to each other, because the whole goal is to allow the customer, the marketplace, to know what the source of goods and services are. And so there are going to be lots of reasons why you would want, as a small business owner, as an entrepreneur, to get a strong trademark, to brand your business effectively using your strong trademark, and to protect and maintain your trademarks to keep your competitors from using a confusingly similar trademark to yours and perhaps losing business because maybe they get a product that's not from you that they think should be from you and it's not as good, and you don't want that to happen. So anyway, I'm very excited about this podcast. I think we're going to be able to talk about a lot of issues dealing with trademarks. My goal is to help educate small business owners and entrepreneurs about trademarks, about how to pick a good one, how to register that trademark and protect it, how to maintain that trademark, how to monitor your trademarks to keep competitors from infringing on your trademarks, and what to do if a competitor does actually infringe on your trademark. So we're going to talk about a lot of issues over the course of this podcast series, which we're just starting. But today's episode, I just wanted to kind of start at ground zero, or box number one. Check that box and talk about what is a trademark. Okay. I hope that helps, and we'll see you next time on Trademark School.